all right. Welcome back to the channel, guys. It is Uncle Makara, all relations. You already know what it is, okay? Today we're going to break down an incredible topic. We're going to geek out about this, okay? Because we are like spiritual, esoteric wizards and shamans in the new age. And so we're going to break this down to a whole nother level. And this is coming from a positive psychologist. I practice positive psychology daily. I have a master's in applied positive psychology and coaching psychology. I also have a lot of background in reading esoteric texts and really starting to break them down from my own angle, which is the flow state. So I'm really obsessed with understanding the flow state, embodying the flow state, and being a way shower for others to live more in flow rather than in fear. Okay. So if you're for that and you want to support this movement, this channel, then I would highly recommend you hit that subscribe button, you hit that like button so the algorithm sees it, and then we can bring in more like minds, okay, into the communities. Bring in people who resonate with our frequency of spiritual development, okay? So without further ado, I'm just going to change some of these settings around for YouTube, because I want to make sure that people understand that these videos are not made for kids, okay? We might be covering R-rated topics at times, so if you're under 18 watching, just find another video, okay? You can find another video or wait till a year and so before you start watching this channel, okay? That's my recommendation to you. Now, what you choose to do with that, that's your own responsibility, right? I think one of the things that we've got to understand is if you are criticizing people, judging others, and victim blaming, okay, that you have to think back towards your childhood. You think back to your happiest moments. Who were you with? Who was taking care of you? What were you doing? You know, friends and family, how did they treat you? Okay. But it's subjective, right? Because whatever we felt as children set the bar for what we would want to be treated as adults. So maybe our caregivers took care of us in the best of their ability, but they also shielded us from many pains and struggles that life has to give. But isn't this a good thing? I made it through childhood, you know, with affection. Shouldn't I keep that definition of love? Well, we can't let ourselves plateau and stagnate our maturity levels, right? As we grow more responsibly, we grow in our capacity, our capabilities. We cannot cling to our childlike tendencies for affection. Okay. So this is where we've got to begin. Okay. We got to understand that this is way past a surface level intention. Okay. 1 second. We just, okay. Still not shared. My bad, guys. Give me just a minute. I was exploring the astral last night, so I have a bit of an ascension flu type symptoms today because I maybe went to places I shouldn't have explored. But it was very, very important for this path working, right? So I took that as an experiment to explore the astral world. It's fine. You know what I mean? This is how I measure my spiritual progress, first and foremost. Okay. So new whiteboard. Okay. So I'm not against good vibes when I say good vibes won't save you, but here's why. Okay. How do you measure spiritual progress? Okay. The good vibes only mindset, also known as toxic positivity. Okay. No, I have a song called Good Vibes. You can check it out on Spotify. Okay. Just type in scripts, SKRIPTZ. I'll write it out here. Good vibes. Okay. Go listen to it. So you already understand that I'm for good vibes. Okay. I'm not for bad vibes on this channel. I'm for good vibes. And this is really actually important to understand on what I'm going to expose right now. Because when you are making spiritual progress, you feel like the whole world is for you and it's not happening to you. You accept the present moment, as Eckhart Tolle would say, right? You accept it for what it is. You're not blaming or externalizing your problems and issues. You're accepting it as it is. And then you can weave with it a lot better, right? If you just accept it instead of creating further resistance to the present moment. Be at one and allow the present moment to unfold. Okay. And if you're feeling ill, feeling sick, this is advice that I'm giving to myself, is to call upon the Christ light. Okay. Call upon the Christ light. There's a way to do this. Okay. Where you start to feel the eminence and the feeling of expansion again, rather than what? Constriction. Because the 3D world makes you constrict. You listen to the radio and you go into an old nostalgic memory loop, and then that starts to take your spiritual powers away, right? So gather around my bliss junkies and vibration junkies, okay? Vibrational junkies. Uncle Makara is here to shatter some illusions, some Maya. I'm going to destroy Mara. Okay, first, let's address the biggest rocket in the spiritual community, selling chaos under the guise of enlightenment. Okay. Yes, I am talking to you, spiritual doom peddlers who spin stories of spiritual dystopian futures to bait your attention. I'm not here to do that. We're healers here. We're not fear dealers. We're not fear peddlers. You guys get this? So they've mastered one skill and one skill only. They know that fear sells. And we are here as savage shamans, as priest and priestess beasts, as future ascended masters, gods and goddesses in training. We're here to ascend, not just attach ourselves to every apocalyptic prophecy thrown our way, right? Prophecy, that's just attention weaponized. That's what prophecy is. Where your attention flows, your energy grows. You might say it at the back of a bumper sticker. You might, repost it on Instagram. But guess who eats that energy? Parasites, astral entities. They feed on your attention. Entities that some of the so-called channelers are unwittingly working for. Yeah, I said it. A lot of these channelers are working with false light beings. Okay. And I've noticed the difference. I used to work with these false light beings until I got my own awakening, right? To work with the Christ light, the highest source of myself, my higher self, so my spiritual journey can expand past the oversoul. But I also have a depth of going into my inner hells, a depth of understanding my subconscious mind, a depth of understanding the underworld, the undersoul. You guys get that? All the repressed ideas and stuff that I've stored. Now it's coming up to the light because we are all rising with the collective. Have you guys seen the Schumann resonance shifts? Okay, give me a like and a thumbs up if you have. Okay, the spikes of energy just flowing through right now with the full moon, quite recently. If your guide, guru, or some random channeler on YouTube is screaming about destruction and chaos, and that the world's coming to an end and we need to have a safety plan and an evacuation measure, that's a red flag, bro. An authentic guide doesn't speak in terms of doom. They offer you presence, self-mastery, discernment. Okay? So true spirituality isn't about reaching out to archangel, whoever. It's about reaching within. Okay? You are the archetype, the archetypical angel, the archetypical angle, right? You are seeing from a unique higher perspective, and that's why you are the angel. The treasure you're seeking, that's in your chest. That's in your sacred heart fire. That's not in some astral spam folder you got to look through, right? So let's break this racket down. Number one, fear is their product. Once you understand this, this flips your whole world upside down like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, baby. Like it is that, right? Once you understand this, it shifts the game forever because you can't ignore it anymore. You have the third eye of truth, as Philion would say, right? You could see through the BS, the conditioning, the illusions. So number one is fear is their product. They sell it to you because it's so addictively stimulating. When your adrenaline spikes, your survival brain kicks in and boom, you're hooked. You're hooked to that. Because now it's linked towards your own survival. Now it's linked towards you thriving as a person in this economy, in this environment, in this world. So they disguise parasitism as guidance. Okay. What's up, SLW? Right? So a lot of these fake light workers, we can call them, they disguise parasitism as guidance. So some entities will dress up like your grandma and come to you in a dream because you're desperate, right? To believe in something bigger than yourself. And so, it's the open door they waltz through, I guess, right? Because you have that belief system, they can walk through that door through the belief system, actually. So this makes us very powerful as shamans, as monks, right? We know our inner world. Actually, I rated our inner game, guys. It's very high. But our outer game is like only 35% there. Okay? So this is why we have to now start taking action, doubling down on the action. Because we know, right? Now we've done the spiritual work. The true spirituality is being understood now because the ego loves drama. It loves control, chaos, approval seeking, right? It loves that sense of belonging somewhere, right? It craves that sense of safety, okay? So the ego loves drama, and many people projecting these messages are doing so through their own skewed lenses. And if you're caught up, I was also caught up in this drama loop. Sometimes I would watch like reality shows, right? Reality shows just like bring a bunch of hot people together, right? And have them socially interact with each other in some circumstance, right? Too hot to handle, um, you know, dating in the dark, whatever the hell it is, right? Some kind of reality show that shows you that you can be like this, you can have this lifestyle, you can interact like these people are interacting, right? It's giving you a scope into what? Reality, but it's scripted. What do you mean it's a reality show? I had an ex-girlfriend who used to work in these industries of reality shows. They're all scripted. So how is that a depiction of reality? You see, the ego is the same way. It clings onto a false sense of self, a false sense of reality. So these light workers think they're saving the world. They can't even save themselves from their own insecurities, bro. What are you talking about, save the world? Okay? Let me remind you, my space cadets, okay? The work isn't out there. It's grounding right here, right here, right here. Okay? The real path is so simple that most people overlook it. Be present, be mindful, be your own damn guru. Stop trying to outsource your enlightenment, right? Stop trying to outsource your enlightenment. Okay? Hold on one second. I have to actually let me join from my phone instead. That would be better. Hold on, guys. Thank you for the patience. If you guys have any questions, by the way, just type it in the chat. Okay. Busy day, man. Let's get it. Not busy for the sake of being busy, because a lot of you mofos, you do that. Okay. I'm busy just because. What do you mean, bro? What is the outcome, right? What is the result? Okay. By the way, this is tough love. I'm your uncle, right? And you're my nieces and nephews. You know what I mean? You are my children, and I'm here to look after you. Okay. As a good father should. Good uncle should. Daddy Makara. That sounds better, right? Maybe I might have been called that, a random occurrence. Um, but yeah, stop trying to outsource your enlightenment, right? The next time you're tempted to spiral into someone's chaotic narrative or storyline, You just ask yourself, does this make me feel freer? Does this make me feel lighter? Enlightenment, it's not endarkenment. It's not ensaddenment. Okay. It's happy guru, not sad guru. Okay. That's a lame joke. Besides that, stay grounded, stay sharp, and for heaven's sake, stop feeding the spiritual circus. Okay. Now, I want to speak to some of you about a very important topic, and some of you astrologers in the audience will understand this. Okay. There's a weird upcoming significant shift of Saturn and Neptune, which is said to bring very significant shifts to us, weird phenomena, right, and spiritual themes into the collective consciousness. From early 2024 to 2027, here's what's happening. Astrological setup is this. Saturn and Neptune are two very influential planets, and they form a conjunction. This happens every 36 years. And as far as I understand, I'm not an astrologer, okay? I'm just giving you my perspective scientifically. So, coinciding with spiritual societal upheaval, right? We know the energy seems spiked all of a sudden right now, right? So, weird occurrences, more paranormal stuff, UFO sightings, divine or demonic visions, out-of-worldly experiences, right? Spiritual insights may surface. And there'll be attempts to manipulate beliefs surrounding these phenomena too. So watch out for that. Watch out for the person writing the narrative about the UFOs. Okay? Because this can be a conjunction that reflects upon the actual challenges of other events going on in society, right? So we have to really reshape this collective perspective about reality. Because take it like this, right? Belgium's UFO wave in 1989, right? The Linda Apolitano, the alien abduction cases, right? The Bob Lazar's Area 51 claims in 89. 89 was popping, right? And then we had in 1917, some mystical religious, the Fatima apparitions and stuff. And then we had MK Ultra, right, in 1952. So I'm just giving you a spiritual timeline to start to example these weird occurrences and happenings. Now, more UFO sightings or alien events could dominate headlines right now. If you're looking at the news right now, it's like the Pentagon, had like 12 UFO whistleblowers, right? And they're all now in court speaking with each other, right? That's recent news. Okay, so look that up. Look that up. Okay. New spiritual movements or narratives are going to emerge, some being very deceptive or exploitative, right? So watch out for that too. And increased focus on technology, AI, pushing scientific discoveries, changing the scientific standards even, right? So how to stay grounded and discerning? You have to be skeptical of narratives, especially those promoted by certain individuals or certain groups seeking to profit from fear or sensationalism. They want more fear as an egregore so they can transform it into something positive. So they're being alchemists. And it's very deceptive, but it's working, right? Avoid manipulation. Recognize that both spiritual phenomena and human engineered stories might be used to reshape collective beliefs. So use this time for spiritual development, for introspection. Let's say your boss yells at you someday, right? Let's use a spiritual example. Okay. Make it easier, just copy paste. So he's like yelling at you, right? Now he's probably transferring some thought form onto you. So he has some entity or egregore attached to him, and that's coming out through anger. Now, if you accept that worldview, if you immediately accept it as a part of your own story, then it'll start to form a disguise, right? It's actually merged with you now. So now his energy is making you angry. And if it's unexpressed, then that energy is just going to sit there, right? But someone with a spiritual progress will be able to call in the Christ light, Just, look at it and be like, oh, this is a mirror. Where am I being bossy or, deceiving others or being like that to someone else? Right? And so this life will show up like a mirror at times for our own inner workings. But someone in higher vibration knows that. Someone in lower vibration is just like, fuck you, like, let me get into a fight anyway. Let me cause more chaos. Let me destroy this whole office, whatever. Right? So, I mean, hey, gotta take no shit as a sage as well, right? Don't just be one of those passive aggressive sages, right? Just sitting there, festering in your own hatred. So we need to all collectively right now do a hatred clear. Okay. This is important for all adepts listening. Okay. We need to do a hatred clear because there's a lot of energy being spiked up right now. Okay. Spiked up right now. So that means more energy, more emotions, energy and motion, which means you need to actually double down on your logic and just see things very objectively from this point until the end of the year. Right? Use the time for introspection, spiritual development, discerning your own truth, even though there's a noise going on. Okay? You find the melody, not the static, not the noise. So, themes of boundaries, Saturn, dissolving into ideals, Neptune. Okay? So boundaries dissolving into ideals can impact structures like governments, actually, religions, societal norms. So that means this period is a time of heightened spiritual and existential inquiry. It's like mixed with potential deception too. So we have to now remain open, and critical thinking is very, very key. Okay. But I've got a tale for you that'll knock your perceptions sideways, bro. This isn't another woo-woo bedtime story about ascending to some fluffy cloud. This is like real deal blueprint for going from mere human to walking, talking slice of divinity. So strap in, lads, okay, my cubs, as we're taking a ride through the 12 domains of existence. Let's dive. Get your notepads out. Let's start to understand this thing. Domain 1 is the primordial chaos. This is where it all starts. This is the gritty, shadowy basement of existence where entropy and chaos dance like two drunk chicks at a wedding, right? It's raw, it's fucking messy, but it's also fertile. So from this muck, this ratchet seed of rebirth is planted. Okay? So you feeling lost? Perfect. That's where the magic begins, baby. That's where the magic begins. Okay? I'm going to skip around a bit, okay? Because there's a lot of ground to cover. So I'm going to move smooth with it. Domains 2 to 4 is the physical playground, okay? Sacral. This is where you're doing your thing now. You're living, you're breathing, you're hustling, you're loving, you're fearing, all of it, right? It's the physical realm where duality hits you the hardest. It's success versus failure, tacos versus kale, pain versus pleasure. All of these verses, man. Why can't it be both, right? But in domains 2 to 4, that's your duality trap of the physical world. But beneath all that noise lies a domain 2, the energetic blueprint, the pranavayu, the life force pumping through your veins, shaping your destiny like a cosmic sculptor. So we are living based on this specific code, but it gets changed moment to moment. So the code is a transforming divine code, right? Which is dynamic. It's not just stuck somewhere. Desires swirl like a storm. So this is a battleground of attachment and karma, baby. Get your lessons here or keep spinning in those cycles. It's your call, right? Right? You'll come back to the same lessons until you repair it. You repeat what you don't repair, okay? Next, domains 5 to 7 is the mental forge. Now we're cooking with that sacred fire. The fifth domain is where your thoughts start to craft reality. And those brain noodles of yours, right? The gray matter, the cosmic architects, the mind dojo where you make your dreams hit the most mat in the real world. You climb higher and then you hit the sixth domain, the realm of archetypes, the Buddha vibes, the Christ vibes, right? That's where compassion and cosmic energy and wisdom light up the path like fireflies, fire fairies in the nighttime. Then we reach the seventh, the abyss. Sounds scary, right? Good. Good. I say good because it's where your fears get gutted and turned into courage. The abyss isn't here to destroy you, it's to birth you anew. It's a rebirth. So the eighth domain is where you get born again. You meet the administrators. Okay, so 8 to 12. Hold on, guys. 8 to 12 is the divine high rise. Okay, so the eighth domain is where you meet the administrators of cosmic law, like divine traffic cops. They just keep the universe flowing. And so you climb into the ninth domain. This is where archangels, ascended masters kind of just chill out, right? They're like on these celestial couches. They just vibe there, okay? And once you're in the 10th domain, the oversoul, you start to lose that me versus them nonsense. It's all we from that realm, from that domain. So unity then becomes the name of the game. And that's where you have the 11th domain, the master blueprint. So you imagine the architect's final draft, right? Before the universe hit print, there was a domain 11, the gates. And finally, the 12, the Godhead itself, pure, undivided, coming to a 3, Trimurti, right? Infinite potential. That's where you and everything else started. And spoiler alert, it's where you're headed back to. Right? The road to excess leads to the palace of wisdom. What does that mean? Okay. This is life like a pendulum. You swing too far this way, it'll bring you this way. Right? So it's a constant swinging of the pendulum. This looks very wrong. This is not a sexual imagery. Okay. It's not a sailboat either. Okay. Imagine this is swinging. Okay. Get your minds out of the gutter, you Gen Z folk. Okay. But yeah, it's going. What is it doing really? It's going memories, desires. That's where you spend most of your time actually. Like when you're in a fight or flight state, or you have anxiety or something, you're just in your memories and desires, which is your past and your future, technically, right? So you're going memories, desires, memories, desires. Now the yogi, what does the yogi know how to do? The yogi just knows how to create this midpoint. So the road to excess will swing you into neutrality again and again and again. That's the water principle, right? Be like water, be shapeless, be formless, be adaptable, right? Don't cling towards reality like it's your savior and it's your lifeboat. It's not. You know, the whole journey isn't about escaping reality. It's about playing it like a god in training or a goddess in training. So every tear, every laugh, every mistake, they're your teachers. They're all your teachers. That angry boss, that's your teacher. That weird ex that keeps stalking you, that's your teacher. The Matrix, it's just a gym for my soul gains, baby. Right? I'm breaking free, not by running away, but by seeing Maya, the illusion, the Maras, for what it is, a bad spirit. A eudaimon is a good spirit. That's long-lasting happiness. Okay? But just a spirit, I'm not interested in. I want to be good-spirited, correct? So you're not small. You're the entire damn universe in a compact package. Now go out there, roar, and climb those domains like the divine badass that you are, right? That's all I ask. And it's a discipline, it's a sacred flow, it's a tactical game of alignment. Okay. So a couple of laws for this domain work. Okay. Number one, attention is your currency. We live in an attention economy. Everything is where you focus. So where you focus is where your life flows. You've got a bank account of energy and you're investing in fear, you're investing in distraction, or you're in scarcity, or you're investing in gratitude. You're investing in growth. You're investing in your own abundance, right? So whatever you focus on, you're watering it with your life force. So you want your dreams to grow. If you want your dreams to grow, then you got to guard your attention like it's gold, like it's treasure. You got to treat your attention like it's actually worth something. Get that? So the universe isn't fluent in I wish or someday. Okay? So you got to speak the language of the universe. I think that this is such an important keynote, right? Because the universe hears vibes. You can say all the BS that you want. It's not registering that. It's registering your vibes, not your words, right? And so if your thoughts and emotions are all over the place, that's like tuning into a radio to static and expecting to hear a clear song. But the universe is trying to tune into you and it's getting all this noise, like the static, right? So keep your thoughts and emotions sharp, very clear. It's very positive. It's very empowering. It's very present, alive in the now, right? It's not this wishful thinking. It's not this delusional, grandiosity. It's like speaking like it's already yours. And watch the universe match your tune. It's going to tune up with you. If you have Christ light within you, bro, your feelings are like the GPS of your manifestations. You know that, right? So you got to feel it even before you see it. Okay? This is some manifestation tech. Your feelings are the GPS, the greatest possible self, and also the compass of your manifestation. So if true alignment for you feels expansive, electric, alive, and ego-driven desires feels heavy, forced, anxious, you trust your compass. If it feels off, it probably is. Because real resonance will pull you toward your path like gravity. Like gravity, bro. So think of life as a cosmic board game. You're only looking at one square, you're going to miss the whole map. So you have to take a step back, zoom out, expand your consciousness, see the connections and patterns, the bigger picture. And when you understand the game, the obstacles become stepping stones, right? The roadblocks become stepping stones. Wow, that's a good one. Huh? Tell that to Les Brown or, Ernest Nightingale or whatever, right? Chaos becomes clarity. That's the hack. So let's keep it primal, right? Repetition is sacred ritual. The more you walk a path, the clearer it gets, my friends. Every thought, word, and belief you repeat is like a carving in the trail of your subconscious. So say it until you own it. 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 Yeah, right? You can add your own rapper ad libs there. I'm worthy. I am powerful just because. I don't need a reason. I just need to repeat. Repeat what? My vibe, my frequency, what I want. It's for my soul. I walk the path long enough and the forest starts clearing itself. Okay? How about that? How about that? Okay? Danielle Brooke Goldie, whatever the fuck you're doing now. Waiting for the future, right? You have to, your power lives in this moment. So start acting, thinking, and speaking like your dreams are already real and it's already done, right? You want abundance, you start living with gratitude. You want love, you start radiating love actually towards others, right? So your external world mirrors your internal reality. Fabio like that. So shape your inside first, right? So here's the mic drop moment, man. You're already manifesting. Every thought, every word is just, it's led you to the life that you're living right now. So you better own it. Own it. Yeah, watch how you own it with a body on fire. How you control it. No, 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 get higher. Right? Those lyrics by Stormzy. Look them up. Own It by Stormzy. The lyrics, look them up. Very powerful. When you take responsibility, you're the director. Actually, we might do that after this. Hold on. You're not a spectator. You're the director. You're the producer. You're also the star. You see what I'm saying? So manifestation is more than just wishful thinking and dreaming and then getting caught up in your imagination. It's about training your energy and your focus. It's about tuning your soul into the right pocket, right frequency. It's a flow. And when you can master it, there's no limit to what you can create. So go out there. The universe is waiting to co-create with you, right? You've got this. All right, I'm just going to quickly look up Own It, Stormzy lyrics, okay? I'm just going to paste this here. I don't know why this is relevant, but it's relevant, okay? Okay. Own it. Girl, you just own it because your body's on fire. Show me how to control it. Go ahead, just flip it, get higher. Love how you roll it. I put my hand there. Hold it. I'ma be right by you. Right? Okay. Look. And it's feeling like I met you here before. Girl, I felt your presence when they let you through the door. Never had a brother give you everything and more. So I take a little piece and the rest of it is yours, me and more. I don't want okay. Anyway, hear the song, hear the actual song. Don't go out by what I'm saying right now. But so he's attracted to the fact that this girl is owning it. She knows how to control the Shakti or the fire that is within her radiance, okay? Her feminine radiance. And he is going to be right by that radiance. Do you guys see the code here? I'm going to be right by you. Okay? Let's just look at it as pure lyrics, not rap, not lyricism, but just pure words. Okay? She want a kiss. I want another one, right? You got a sick vibe. I wanted more than one. Up to now, nobody knew where I was coming from. But we got the same mind, so I don't want to waste time. Okay? Do you guys get this? So he's saying, girl, you are pure Shakti. You are divine mother. You are that pure chaos with holy light, okay? Enmeshed into one. You are that. And I see you for that, Kali, Parvati, Durga, okay? I see you for that. And guess what? You are that fire, that Shakti, that radiance that you're burning. You know how to control it. And I'm going to be right by your side as you control this sacred feminine fire. And with that same feminine fire, you can actually roll your spliff too, right? Or whatever. So that's a very interesting understanding because I'm looking at these lyrics from a spiritual standpoint now. And I think this is what the guides wanted me to do today. Because reaching out my palm for you to put your hand in. Girl, you're the one, and I don't understand it. You guys get this? This is beyond logic. How you lighting up the room with your glow, right? Oh, tell me, Shakti, the mysteries of your radiance, is what he's saying. Okay? Now, Of course, this is from my own paradigm. I don't think Stormzy thinks in this way, okay? However, it's a very, very interesting idea of ownership, right? Girl, bro, you got to take ownership of your life now. Now is the time to take ownership of this. Now you know it's not good vibes only, okay? It's not good vibes only. There is something else happening, okay, in this cosmic explanation, okay? So let's get right to the tea, okay? Like putting glitter on a cracked vase, okay? Most spirituality is like that. Like the cracks are still there, waiting to split open, and then the pressure builds. And toxic positivity does that. You know, it's the unspoken rule. If you just smile hard enough and meditate enough time, or slap a motivational quote on your wall, that everything will work out. Okay? So this toxic positivity is an insistence on being happy and high vibing all the time, regardless of what's happening. So that means you have all this repression, bro. You're ignoring pain, you're ignoring anger, you're ignoring fear, you're ignoring all the messy parts of the human life because they're too low vibe for me. Oh no, right? Listen, just think positive, right? That's not going to pay my bills. Just think positive. Is that going to mend my broken heart or cure my generational trauma? Just think positive. The problem is life doesn't work that way. Neglecting your shadow, the part of you that holds your doubts and unresolved baggage, only makes it louder. When you suppress, what you suppress gets repressed, and then surprise, right? It explodes when you least expect it, like a volcanic eruption into something else. So shadow work is about looking at the stuff that scares you or makes you uncomfortable and using it to unlock your real power. So imagine you're in a house that's burning, but instead of grabbing the fire extinguisher, you decide to light the candle and say, good vibes only, or whatever, right? Oh, darling, you're going to look so fabulous in that radiant little candle for 5 seconds, okay? But you're still going to get roasted. The same happens when you only focus on high vibes. Ignoring the low vibes doesn't make them disappear. It just pushes them deeper into your subconscious. And that's where the real chaos happens, is in the subconscious. When your inner shadows aren't acknowledged, they take control of your actions and your relationships without you even realizing it. Because you're like, who is this part of me that's like taking over in this moment right now? It's replaying the dynamic of my dad, right? Who is this random moment? Like, what is this energy that I'm projecting or sabotaging or attracting situations that reflect unresolved wounds? Because the universe isn't trying to punish you, my friend. It's trying to show you. It's trying to show you until you heal. So you'll keep running into the same energy, wearing different costumes, different glitter, different faces. But shadow work isn't about sitting in your room and crying all day, though, hey, that sometimes happens, right? Hey, it's about radical honesty, right? It's about saying what's really bothering you. Why do I keep attracting the same type of partner? Why do I feel unworthy of success? It's a deep dive, right? It's a deep dive into the subconscious to figure out what needs healing. And here's the sexy part. When you confront your shadow, you reclaim your inner power, right? That fear of rejection, you turn it into self-confidence. That resentment, you transform it into boundaries. And the more you integrate your shadow, the more you stop running from yourself and start using your whole system to manifest what you want. So how do you break out of this? Stop the guilt spiral. You're allowed to have bad days, okay? But feeling bad about feeling bad is pretty pointless. You're allowed to have bad days, but stop the guilt. Forgive yourself, give yourself love. Name your shadow, what it's trying to teach you. Express it, don't suppress it. Scream into a pillow, meditate, journal, right? Have a good harmony. Authentic vibes are better than good vibes in my day-to-day, right? And it's okay to oscillate between the two, okay? Celebrate your messy wins because growth isn't linear, bro. Progress is still progress, even if it's taking 1 foot backward, 2 steps back, whatever, right? So when you confront the shadow and balance it with your light, you create a more authentic version of yourself. You stop chasing the external validation by spiritually bypassing and start living as a whole person. And that's when manifestation becomes effortless. All right, guys, I got to get going. Batteries are also about to die and run out. So Peace out, guys. Thank you so much for tapping in. May the flow be with you and stay legendary. We got this. You got